Hey y'all, it's me, Lynn Daniel, coming to you today. It is Saturday, May 10th, 2014. Hello. So yeah, you all, goodness gracious, it's May already. This year is like surprisingly going by fast. Yeah. So I'm coming to give you all an update of my week and then just talk a little bit about what I'm doing and stuff like that. And I've been getting a lot of comments on one of my videos about MSM grows your hair or whatever. I can't even remember the full title. But lately I've been getting a lot of activity on there. Good comments, supportive comments, and then some criticisms about the music being too loud or the video being tilted or whatever. Y'all, look, I do this as a hobby. Just as a hobby to feel my little moments when I have nothing to do, when really I do have something to do. It gives me a way to practice speaking in another situation other than teaching, other than being physically with friends or family. It's just a hobby. So if the music is too loud, you don't have to watch. If I'm tilted to the side, that happens because I'm using my cell phone. You don't have to watch. You know, there are plenty of YouTubers on YouTube who make far better videos than me. So, but thank you to all the people who come through and you're very supportive. I would say 90% or more of my people, when I say my people, I say that proudly, the viewers that I receive have been very supportive. Yeah. So thank you. Thank you very much, y'all. Thank you so much. So, now see, I almost lost my train of thought, but I didn't. So yesterday, my brother arranged for my mom to come home for a visit, to just stay at home, be at home for a day. So yesterday was that day, and I went by to see her after I got off work. And I must say, it was so good seeing my mom in her home. Okay, not in a facility. It was just good being able to walk in and see her there in her home. So yeah. Hi, Mom. I don't know if she watches my videos or not, but yeah, she's on the mend, so I'm very grateful. So she went back to the facility yesterday evening, you know, and she'll finish her care that they're giving her. And then hopefully she'll be able to come home before the end of the month. So our prayers are just for that to happen. All right, so, oh, y'all, Mother's Day is coming up. Now, this is really, I wanted to make a comment about consumerism and all these different days. You know, I was watching a few months ago, earlier in this year, a friend and I were watching an episode. I don't know, we were just visiting for a quick visit and chatting, but the TV was on, and so an episode of one of those judge shows was on. It was either Judge Judy or one of them that comes on before her. And this couple was in court. They were going to break up because the woman felt that the man was cheating on her, lying to her, using her for money, and he wasn't even with her on Valentine's Day. And she proceeded to make such a big deal about him not being with her on Valentine's Day. He didn't buy her anything. He didn't call. It was Valentine's Day. And that, you know, that struck a chord with me. Because at one point in my life when I was young, I did a very similar thing with my late husband about Valentine's Day. But you know what? These days, these are not religious observations. These are consumerism days established by the American Council of Consumerism. I don't know who, I made that up. But by someone to generate money being spent in the economy. You taking your hard-earned dollars and using them in other ways than what maybe your family needs that money. So I would say the heart of the day, these different days, the heart of those days is not even a heart of care and love for real, genuinely. The heart and the core and the soul of those days is built on making money, getting your money out your wallet and into their hands. So I know, for real, honestly, that's how I'm starting to look at these days. I first noticed this like 15 years ago, but it's like the older I get, the more clarity I get around life and life experiences. So, I'm not saying don't celebrate any of these days, because you do want to be able to set aside moments to spend with family and loved ones and show that you care. But you know what? If we did that more often in our dailiness, if we were kind to one another, if we spoke loving words, and I'm speaking in retrospect, okay? I'm not pointing the finger at anyone. I've been guilty of using cruel words towards my loved ones and speaking harshly and having, bitter animosity or unforgiveness and being unforgiveful, like holding on to grudges and holding on to bad memories, when really every day I think it helps me to work towards forgiveness, and it helps me to work towards sharing kindness towards family members and loved ones and people I care about. So, and sometimes it's a chore because for different reasons, for many reasons, it feels like a chore. But yeah, if I just have purpose now for me to be that way towards my loved ones and not just wait for a day. And that's just a thought. So, you think on it. And some people have even gone as far as to research like the origins of certain days to figure out, like the significance of the day chosen to celebrate certain celebrations, and any significance, like if there really is a love or care significance or a monetary significance or a control significance or some other type of agenda behind having these days, all these days on the calendar that are on the American calendar that are causing you to spend all this money and then be in debt. And yeah, so tomorrow is Mother's Day. Now, this is not just a precursor. I didn't say all of this just to say my mother is getting nothing on Mother's Day, because my mother will get something on Mother's Day. My mother, we're having a family friend has organized this big dinner, and I'm very grateful that she even thought to do this. So the family is going to support her in that effort. So that ought to be interesting to see all the mothers there in the care facility enjoy this beautiful luncheon for Mother's Day. And so, yeah, that's going to be a blessing just to be able to be with, family and friends and my mom. And, I wish I could be with my daughters. One of my daughters is hundreds, thousands of miles away. And the other one I rarely get to see. Yeah, and I miss her so dearly. I miss her and my grandson. But, you have to let people have their lives. And I should, a lot of my friends are a lot more engaged in their children's lives, or more directing of their children. I don't know. My children are grown. So I figured they are adults. They don't need me telling them what to do or trying to bogart my way in their lives. My children know that I'm here for them, that I love them and I care for them, but I am not going to bogart in their lives. I pray a lot for them, and, they have angels, they have good people watching in the wings over their care. So, I think, for real, I have come to really see love as being the letting go. If you really love someone, you want them with you dearly. You truly do. You want them with you. But if they have chosen not to be with you, or if they love you, but they want to do something else with their time, or if they want to be in another part of the world and you love them, let them go. Let them go. Love them and care for them in the way that they need your care. So that's my perspective on, my adult children. Yeah. So now, let's see, what else did I want to talk about? I was thinking, I've been doing, I'm doing my IRB. This is an important part of this writing and research for the doctorate. And so I'm at the proposal stage. I'm very early in the process. So at the proposal stage, and I had to come up with the topic. And I really was I wanted to look at the Black family and education. I wanted to look at, and this is what I decided to do. I am going to investigate socioeconomics, culture or status, social status, and success in the American education system. So, and the reason I'm doing this is because the Black community in America is extremely diverse. We're extremely diverse, just like any other group of people, but yet we're unified, and we're unified by the color of our skin, the texture of our hair, our language, our coded language in many regards, but that's the socioeconomic status. That's even a little different. So because we are so diverse, but yet we are so connected, and I'm just interested in to see what the research says about how socioeconomics, like if you're poor, if you're middle class, or if you're a higher income group and you're Black, what does it say about your ability to receive a supportive learning environment or an unsupportive learning environment? Because I've experienced both. I've experienced being poor as a young child when my parents were young and getting their start and having, to make a way for themselves. So, I mean, they were struggling. They got married when they were 18 and 19. And they were young, having children. So once they got established, and my dad got established in his career, my mom got established in her career, then their income was rising, and we were able to move to a nicer area. So I've experienced both. But the culture was pretty much still the same, because you come from, your culture is like your food and your music and your coded language and your patterns of behavior and your expectations, social expectations, all those things pretty much remain very similar. But then here's another caveat. My maternal grandparents were very much middle class, very, very much, maybe higher middle class. I mean, depending on if you looked at the numbers, because they own a business, and plus my grandfather had been a soldier, and he had a government job. So they were and my grandmother was a stay-at-home mom. So they were very, very solid middle class, probably upper middle class by many standards. So they had expectation norms and culture that my mom came from that was a little more, I don't know, I'm thinking it was a little more religious or moral based. Moral based is what I'm trying to think. So this research, I'm looking at all of this stuff, and currently, you know, TV programmings like The Real Housewives of Atlanta and Love and Hip Hop, and the programming that is a predominant reflection of Black life really only shows some of Black life. It doesn't reflect all of Black life. Just like the Cosby Show in the 80s didn't reflect all of Black life, but because it was so popular, because it was so positive and uplifting, it had a positive, uplifting effect on all the people who watched it. And there were critics who said they didn't like it and they thought it was narrowly representative of blacks. And so I am interested in seeing how all of these aspects, well, primarily socioeconomics, your status, you know, your social status, how all of these influence your success in learning, and if you go on to college, and if you matriculate and graduate college, and if you don't, what does that success look like for you? And if you're poorer and you're Black, are you pigeonholed, or do you have to have some superpower to make you stand out, like very athletic or very academic or very something about you that makes you stand out from your peers that then will almost guarantee you a niche in mainstream world. So that's my thinking on that. So yeah, y'all, I am coming up soon at school. I am going to be the Human Sunday for my team, which means I will come out of my glam hair and I will get my hair Sundaed with ice cream and whipped cream and stuff. And look, I have worked too hard to have my hair grow and grow out of a relaxer, for one. Be totally natural, totally healthy, no split ends. Well, I may have just a few. I may trim it. I mean, very beautiful, healthy hair. Now, my hair is light density, so it ain't gonna never be thick as this. But it's probably, I don't know, if I straighten it, it's down my back. I don't know how far down. If I straighten it, I don't know how far down it will be. I don't know if it would be as long as Nicki Minaj's natural hair. I doubt it. I would be surprised. I'm sure it will come over here somewhere, but I doubt if it's down to my butt. So, I said all that to say, I have to consider, what am I going to do? Am I going to allow those kids to put all that crap in my hair, or what? So I will let you all know when I get there. But I am the Human Sunday. All right, y'all, be blessed. Thank you for stopping by today. Leave comments. Click all the links below, my Instagram. And if you want to see what I'm eating, if you want to see my natural hair from, what year was that? 2013, I think, was the last time I took pictures of my natural hair. And my hair is longer and thicker than the last set of pictures I took. Go on Instagram and check it out for yourself. All right. Thank you for coming by today. Be blessed. Love you. Bye.